I told you I spent some 21 years in the Navy, and my time in the Navy was well spent. I developed some of the most amazing friendships you'll ever appreciate. I got out of the Navy in 1985, and to this day I still have friends, people that are sincere, people that I trust, people that I met in the Navy. Well, one such friend told me that I should be very careful about spending a lot of time by myself. It could be unhealthy, he said. Well, quite frankly, I'd rather spend my time in nature than a lot of other time spent with people that I don't like, or people who don't mean me well. Because in nature, it's honest, and it's pure, and it's beautiful. Do me a favor and spend a few minutes with me as we walk this place and enjoy some of the most beautiful flowers that God ever created. My love and respect for nature, well, that's a part of my own spiritual growth. My parents' influence, however, should not be overlooked. My dad's form of meditating was to either be with his birds, he loved birds, or, more often, to go into his fruit and vegetable gardens. He grew everything from black pepper to mangoes to breadfruit to chocho, and his joy was in sharing the products of his garden. My own personal growth is ongoing. The more I learn is the more I know that I know so very little. After all, in this lifetime, I'm only 74 years old. Nature and being around flowers have been a blessing for me. Nature as a way of dismissing myths and fables and of highlighting the harsh and beautiful reality and aspects of nature itself. As for religion, I have grown to appreciate the importance of religion in people's lives. They are where they are spiritually because that's where they belong. Earth, I think, is an Eden, a reward for past behavior and soul development. Earth, I think, is a school where we learn to correct our errors, knowing, and this is very important, knowing that we cannot escape karma. We will reap what we sow. If not in this lifetime, then another. Because, you see, it's all a matter of cause and effect, and consciously knowing and adhering to our own behavior. Now, you need not believe that to compromise its effectiveness. For example, you need not believe in gravity to feel its effect. To illustrate my point, jump off a second-story roof. You see, laws are laws. Physical laws, mathematical laws, spiritual laws. Laws are laws. So our job is to know the laws as they apply to individuals and to respect and live by them. You get the idea. So, because Earth is an Eden and because Earth is a school, we're all students in a classroom called life. Nature is here to teach us every single thing we need to know. As one master said, and I quote, "In everything that is life is the law written. You find it in the grass, in the tree, in river, in the mountain, in birds, in the fishes, but seek it chiefly in yourself. For I tell you truly, all living things are nearer to God than the Scriptures, which is without life." Jesus said that in the Gospel of Peace. Obviously, that had to be kept out of the Bible, and it was. But it is powerful, isn't it? Speaking of nature and religion, my divorce from religion was gradual and it came in stages. As a matter of fact, it's ongoing. First, I had to overcome the fear of thinking. Breaking the shackles of religion highlighted a glaring fact that miracles happened in every single religion and with people who were not even believers in religion. The secret was not in the religion, but the individual's belief in the result of their deepest desire. Jesus said it, that it was, quote, your belief that made you whole, end quote. Not anything that Jesus did. Then, in thinking for myself, I realized that the answer to everything is and has always been here for billions of years. We, mere human beings, did not know how to ask the right questions. I think it's very important that we all find some time to be alone, to find some time for solitude, find some time to meditate. To me, meditation is reflecting, getting in touch with ourselves, and in meditating, making the connection to our higher self, to God, if you will. I think that's extremely important, don't you? Now, there is a revolution among scientists. They're going back to nature to seek answers to the problems that plague mankind. They're using nature to instigate solutions, from the hydrogen car to medical discoveries. You see, men and women are extremely smart, very intelligent, and we can accomplish a lot if we don't make the profit motive the number one reason for creating or inventing or discovering anything. And I think in time, that's exactly what's going to happen. People are going to create and discover things based upon what is good for all of mankind. We're not there yet because the profit motive is so very strong. The ancient schools of thought, religions if you will, were always very perceptive and insightful. Listen to something that was written something like 3,000 years ago. And it said, and I quote, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness. Darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding." End quote. This is interesting because, as you know, scientists are discovering the power and majestic nature of dark matter, as they're discovering that the universe itself is conscious. Pretty profound, would you say? People are going to look at this time period that we now live in and be shocked at our belief system. They're going to ask the simple questions. Did they really use God via religion as a tool to exploit mankind? Were they that stupid to exploit the earth and people for the sake of making a few people rich? Did they really start wars as being good because it sold weapons to kill people? And they're going to be asking many, many more questions like that. You see, racism will seem bizarre to our future people. The medical doctors will wonder why such a norm when the cure for so many diseases were in people coming together. Nature, of course, is the only real church. And in nature we find the answers to our most profound philosophical questions. In nature, through meditation, we will find the God we seek as we approach our own higher self. In nature also we find the answers to all our medical maladies. In nature we will solve all our people problems. In nature we will discover the remedies for all our maladies. All the answers, as I said, are already here, but we must think for ourselves by breaking the shackles of ignorance, stupidity, fear, hate, and religion. We must think for ourselves. Then and only then we will know that God is, has always been, and that's it. I told you earlier how much in awe I am with this machine, this thing that you hold in your hand, this thing that gives you access to the world and all the knowledge that has ever been accumulated. So every once in a while, even though I'm in the Garden of Eden here, every once in a while I'll take a little break and I will check the news and I will check my messages. After all, I'm only human. But trust me, in a few more minutes I'll be back out among the flowers and the beauty that is nature. Of course, learning from nature requires a certain amount of intelligence, intuition, and knowledge. Because without intelligence, intuition, and knowledge, we are left with believing in myths and mythology, in believing in books that were written for false intent. But with nature, as you have just seen, it is honest, it is pure, it is beautiful, educational, and inspirational.